It was kind of a recent event, 7th December 2024. Guess you could say it was last year. Yeah, that wasn't funny at all. For the past 2 weeks of that date, I've been slacking a lot. I'm telling you, like I've been going back to all my bad habits. I've been like not being the fullest version of myself. Life gets in the way and a little some, and I just like, my mentality wasn't as strong as it used to be. So imagine this kind of rut where the first thing that I did after waking up was to just play video games. Now, don't get me wrong, I know it was super hype. It was like just fun as fuck, right? Because who wouldn't be like excited just to like wake up and go down and just play video games? Maybe some like alpha male would think otherwise, but for me, shit felt like heaven. And later on, it sent me to heaven. And in the whole morning, I was just playing video games. I was just hammering out hours and hours of rounds of Fortnite. And it was starting to get a little bit depressing at that point. My heart started to feel a little bit empty, started to feel like, unfulfilled, because that kind of guilt where you're playing games all day long and you haven't accomplished anything, and in the end you're just like, coping with more video games. Now by this point, we've already played like 4 or 5 hours of video games already. We've kind of been a little bit exhausted, so we had to do something else. But for me, I was like sitting there alone in silence, and I couldn't do anything else. There wasn't anything stimulating enough for me to do. And the first thing that popped up to mind was just the dirtiest website on earth. Yeah, you guessed it. I went to pop out a quick one. Now 5 p.m. hits. This is the exact time I set my workout here. I was like, at least I could have like done something productive in the day. But no, of course. I've played 7 hours of consecutive video games already. Might as well continue. So I hopped on Roblox this time, a different type of game with more friends. My best friend was there as well. So we were like slacking hard on that day, like with more friends, more games. So now we're talking, right? Now we have like another free wave of dopamine hitting us in the brain. Now to this point, I've already played 10 hours of continuous video games. All of that despite me promising my YouTube community that I would be back and I will, just recoup myself. I will finally get back on track, start posting more regularly, like fulfill my New Year resolution and shit. But this was the shit I was doing instead. Now enough of me ranting about my story and shit. So how did I actually like get myself out from that situation? I mean, like, to be honest, we both could agree that was pretty fucking down bad. And if yours is even down bad, that's alright, because like I can still use this foolproof way to get you, just like the same way that I got myself out of that rut. So the key to getting out of the rut is to literally just do something. But of course, like everyone fucking knows that you gotta do something to get out of a rut. But how much do you have to do? Just do less. You can't expect yourself to go from zero to 100. I mean, like, I know you fucking tried it. You've been like, okay, I need to get off this rut. I need to recoup myself to get like lock in. So like for one day, you've been like, you've been really consistent with yourself. You've been like doing all the things you got to do. You've been editing your videos. You've been working on your business. You've been working out. Holy shit, productive day. But the next day strikes and you're like, oh fuck, I'm tired of shit. You know what? Fuck it. Maybe I'll do it again tomorrow. But then the rut continues and it comes back even worse. Trust me, I've been there. I've been in a few ruts myself to know that shit doesn't work, right? Because that burst of motivation that wants you to get like burst out of bed and just do all of the productive shit you can think of, cold shower, meditating, and being this like ultra productive, high value entrepreneur or something, it fades away the next day. And that doesn't give you that consistency that you want. Now this step takes 2 full balls to do, but it's to just destroy your fucking ego. Like both of your testicles, man. Just like grab those and destroy your ego. Because your ego is what's keeping you from going back to that version that you could have been. You just have to humble yourself. You have to like start taking baby steps again. That's how I did, I was frustrated with myself a lot. I was fed up. I couldn't like script properly. I was scripting like way slower. My thought process was laggy as fuck. My recording, like this video right here, probably took a lot of takes already. Like you're not seeing the shit behind, right? Because right now I'm recording, I'm like, speaking a little fluent. I wouldn't say a little fluent as well, because I'm speaking very chokingly in this video as well. But I'm gonna cut that part out, right? And you don't see it because I'm gonna be there editing all of it out. because I don't want you to see it, of course. Like, no fucking shit. But I'm telling you that everything I've done when I've gotten back out from a rut, everything was just so worse. I couldn't record clearly, I couldn't script good, like everything was just so rough. It wasn't smooth at all. But that's the shit that you gotta take in. You gotta like just admit to yourself that this is the shit, this is the consequences that you have to bear. And I was there to bear my consequences because that's the shit that I've done. I put myself into this situation, and now the only thing that I can do is just humble myself, take it in, and just admit to myself that it's gonna get it. Is that I can only admit to myself that it's only going to get better from now on. Not just by saying do less doesn't really like make it up for your rut, right? So what I did was I cut my habit into an eighth of it. Yeah, I literally divided into like just the smallest fraction that you can think of and just do it. Now I know it might sound like, oh fuck. Like, so let's say you have a workout and you used to work out for like 1 hour and a half. Do an eighth of it. You used to meditate for like 10 minutes. Do 1 or 2 minutes of just like breathing focused meditation. Just that. And you might think to yourself, what the fuck is that gonna do? Like what is like two sets of bicep curls gonna do for me? What is like 1 minute of sitting and breathing going to do for me? Like, no fucking shit, it's not gonna benefit you, bro. Like, look at yourself. Of course it's not gonna benefit you. Of course it's not gonna help you gain this like insanely like, you know, high-paced progress, right? Because you've just came out from a rut. It's going to be embarrassing to take in. It was embarrassing for me. I couldn't handle it like for like a lot of times after I've came out from a run. I kept wanting to do that same high volume that I've did back then. But in the end, I always screw up on the next day, or I screw up on the day itself. After I failed it, I'll be like, oh fuck it, you know what, no, I'm just go back to video games. You know, I could do so much better there in video games. Why should I like waste my time like just thinking myself of a loser and just sit here and do like with just 1 minute of meditation? That's pathetic, right? But of course, I wasn't going to stay like this. The point of all of this is to just gather that momentum and just like slowly push yourself and like gradually go up and go up and go up again, and finally return back to your old routine. Of course, there are going to be like little errors here and there. I'm gonna fuck up like some things, but the one thing that I keep saying to myself is that I can always start anew. I can literally like snap my fingers right here right now and be like, okay, I want to start again. And whatever like fucky shit that I've done for the past few weeks, the past few months, or the like yesterday, or like literally like just 10 minutes ago, it doesn't matter no more. Whatever the fuck I did, how much the fuck I did, or how long the fuck I did, right? It doesn't matter anymore. You can always choose when you want to start fresh. That's literally a superpower if you think about it. Don't be afraid to take that step out of your rut. Choose when you want to start, and preferably start now. By the way, bro, if you relate to my advice and you want more of it, you can scroll down and click the top link in the description below, which will send you to a Calendly call, which is a one-on-one, completely for free, just 30 minutes. And you can just go in, speak about your problems, and I'll help you with your bad habits and addictions, etc, etc. Be the person you're supposed to be. Oh fuck. Peace out, my G. Take one, my boy.